running. 8.8 credit cards.
Joy.
All right, so here's the deal about credit cards, ladies.
Don't get them.
Get them, but use them correctly.
My mom wants me to start one now, and every time I use it, just pay it straight off.
That's the way that's the way to use them. However, credit cards will do everything to get you to not pay it off. That's when they start really making their money. Now they make money when you buy stuff because they charge, like if you go to Walmart, buy something for $10 with your credit card, they charge Walmart 1% or something like that, 1 and some change. Okay, so they're making money every time you use it. So they want you to use it. That's how they make money. But then they really make money off of the interest that they charge. And so we're going to actually calculate how to do that. How they do that, I believe on your homework. This homework only has like a few problems. So it's kind of easy.
24 each?
No. It's because it's a process. I will not test it. I will do it like I forgot how I tested this. But I'll figure it out. But it's not too crazy because this whole thing is crazy what we're about to do. Okay. So they use simple interest. The simple interest, which we've already talked about. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. However, they're going to do a monthly rate instead of a yearly rate. So if they said, hey, our interest is 1.5%, that's multiply that by 12 and you'll get 18%. So their yearly is 18%. Super high. Okay, so some credit cards go really, really way high. Now there have been some laws passed so that they can't do that because they would really kind of cheat people. Okay, so they would go, oh, 2.5%. People go, oh, 2.5%, that's good. But 2.5 times 12 is 30% interest. So they're making big money. There are companies in our world, in our town, that make unusually high money off of interest. Crazy high. Places like Aaron's Rent to Own. What's the other one? There's a new one just coming into town. Their interest rate that they charge is basically 50%. But they won't ever show you that. It's way buried. It's buried. I mean, they will show it to you because the laws are passed. They have to, but it's buried in a bunch of paperwork. So you're signing a bunch of stuff, and then at the end they basically show you. More than likely, they're going to divide it by 12 so it doesn't look as bad, but it's bad. I used to keep some pieces of paper of things I got in the mail. Hey, you have $1,000 loan if you want this. However, the interest rate was like 93%. It's crazy high. I think some of those places are now, you can't do that in the state of Texas. We've outlawed them. Other states have also outlawed them. So, all right, credit cards, they're still making money. And I would tell a story, but my story is old and dated, about my $12 hamburger. Okay, and it's like, that doesn't seem crazy now, right? Go to a store and buy a $12 hamburger. I mean, it probably must be a little fancy or a little artisan or something like that. But my hamburger started out as $4. And I was on a ski trip, and this is many, many years ago, 30 plus years, probably 30 years ago. And so we're on a ski trip, snow skiing in Colorado, and it's lunchtime, and we had packed lunches, but they were at the vehicle, we were at the top of the mountain. I zoomed into this restaurant, and all I had was a credit card, and I knew I didn't have money to pay off my credit card. And the hamburger was $4, which was the highest I've ever seen a hamburger in my life at that point. But I was hungry, so I bought it, knowing I couldn't pay it off, and that $4 hamburger basically was $12 by the time I paid it all off. So, oh, this is cheap. Is it cheap? If you can't pay it off, it's not cheap. All right, so here's the steps that we're going to take to do this. Keep these notes handy when you go do your homework. Follow the steps. If I were going to catch up on homeworks, I would do the ones that are not late at this point. Okay? So because you're going to every single point if you're going to play the this game. Okay. I think your intelligence is fine. Okay. All right. Okay. It's the dedication. All right. Now this is a weird process. If you mess up one place, one little calculation, your answer's gonna be wrong and you'll be frustrated. Okay. If it is, get in here. I'll help you walk it through with you. Okay. So here is our. I don't even know if I fixed this. I had an error in it, and now I hope I have got it correct. All right. So here we go. May 1st through May 31st. This is our credit statement. Okay. And so here's the things that I don't think I fixed it because it says previous balance, which should be previous. So let's say I have $8,240 of a previous balance on my credit card. You say, wow, that's a lot of money.
My aunt was like 10 grand.
Yeah. This is the worst kind of debt that you could have because it's not secured. Pay it off. If you had to come up with $8,000, could you come up with $8,000 within 2 or 3 months? Probably. You probably could. You go find a job, have a garage sale. I mean, you're like, you got to get $8,000 or your mom dies from lack of an operation. You could probably find it. So the deal is, people go, oh, I'm bad in credit card debt. Well, get out. Do something else. Stop going to eat. Stop buying new clothes. All the kind of stuff. You can actually find that. All right, so here we go. So, make a table that shows the beginning day of the billing period, which is May 1st, each transaction date, and the unpaid balance for each date. Okay? So, here's the table. Oh, I see what we did. We didn't do this right here. The billing date is that. The payment, let's say she made a payment. Boy, this is really old. We need to put some numbers in here. Let's say you made a payment of $125. Okay? But then you went out and you bought a computer for, I don't know, let's make it $700. I don't know what a computer costs these days.
Over $1,000.
All right? And then you had a date and you went out to a nice restaurant, and what was the bill at the restaurant? $84. All right? Then you said, it's been a long month. I deserve new clothes. So $100 of clothing. It doesn't take long to spend $100 of clothing, right?
No, it does not.
It does not.
About 1.5
All right.
outfits.
So then you have, those numbers these numbers right here will be given to you. These will be given to you in the problem, okay? All right, and then that's the next month. All right, so here we go. All right, so on May 1st, our unpaid balance was $8,240. Yep. Okay, now I gotta remember how to do this. May 7th. What's our unpaid balance? So on May 7th, we just paid $125. So now so we just go minus 125, which would be $8,115. Is that right? And yes, use your calculator, use your calculator, use your calculator, use your calculator. Here's my calculator. Oh, I want to use the.
You're right.
I'll use the other one.
You don't like it.
All right. So I don't even know how to do this.
I can teach you the tools.
I don't know how to use this calculator. Minus 8115. So. Yep. All right. So I'm at 8115. Now the next day is May 15th, and I buy a $700 computer. So now I'm up to 8815. Okay. And then May 17th comes, and I'm going to the restaurant and I added $84. So whatever $84 of that is. 9988. So what y'all got? And then May 30th.
That is not what I.
84.
Yeah.
Okay. Then May 30th, you go shopping and you get $100 worth. It's a lot of nines. And then May 31st, we're done. And the unpaid balance on May 31st is $89.99. All right, now this is the part that's, I think everybody's good with that, making the dates and all that kind of stuff. What people have difficulty at is how many days was it at that. Okay, so there are 31 days in here, so we got to make sure that these add up to 31. So how many days are there from May 1st to May 7th?
7.
See how, is it 6 or is it 7?
Wait, okay. Let's make sure.
May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, May 4th, May 5th, May 6th.
May 7.
But on May 7th, we up the thing. So we're gonna say 6. So if you'll notice how we calculate that, that's 7 minus 1. Gives us 6. So 15 minus 7 would give us, so for 8 days it was at 81.15. And then for 2 days it was at 88.15. And then 13 days it was at 88.99. And then 1 day it was at 89.99. Add those up, they should add up to 31. 14, 16, they don't. So we're going to have one more day. Make it up to 31.
31 minus 1 now is 30.
So we actually in our minds kind of just go June 1 and go, okay, so we're including May 31st. So on May 31st, that was the deal. Okay. All right, now double check, triple check. Make sure that these add up to the number of days in that month. 14, 16, 26, 29, 30, 31. So I double checked and I did get 31. Okay, so I feel like I'm right.
You got 31?
Is that what you got? You check it. 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 13 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah. 8 plus 2 is 10.
10 and 23, 29, 30, 31. Okay. All right. Now, this is the weird part. Ready? Ready? Multiply that amount times that days and put it over here.
That's kind of.
It's weird. This is how they do this. This is just amazing. How do you turn this thing on? There it is. Whew. All right. 8240 times 6.
49, 440.
I got 49, 440. Take your time, because any mistake, you'll get the wrong answer at the end. 8115 times 8. The good news is I've had to help very few people do this. So you can do it. Oh, well, I know this whole homework is all together, and there's still like only 8 problems. 115, 6, 8, 7. I think there's only one question like this. Maybe that's why, and they just take the loss. Next thing, we find a thing called average daily balance. Okay? And it's just all these numbers right here added up, the sum of the unpaid balance for each day, divided by 31 days. And so what's your credit card bill, they'll actually report your average daily balance. So we add those up. Make sure you get them exact. So I am getting 265,675 divided by 31. Ooh, how do you turn a fraction into a decimal in this calculator?
You have to do. I can't say I have a certain percent.
Not that one.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So
always forget how to do it.
$8,570.16.
That seems like a lot of work for
Yes, it is.
no reason.
Now, of course, they're going to have a calculator or spreadsheet to do this. So it's not. Point of this course is to show you how they get that average daily balance, and that's the number that they will work your interest off of. Okay, so our interest is equal to principal times the rate times the time. Okay, so it's 8570 times, what's our interest? 1.6% times time, which is just 1 month. Oops, that's percent. All right, so take that number, 8570.16 times 0.016, right? 1.6%. That's horrible.
Is it just times 1?
Yeah, because it's 1 month.
Not times
No, it's not times 4.
the days.
All right, so I'm going to pay $137.12 of interest. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
What is in the parentheses?
Times percent. Let me just do that better.
Is there a reason?
8570.
You didn't put the .16.
Is that better?
We'll put that tomorrow.
Is there a reason you
I don't
didn't put the 16 cents?
Then take it home. Can't turn in halfway.
I'm allowed to take it home?
Yeah.
They said it was 0 if we took it home.
No, don't bring it back as a 0. This might take us into next week for everybody to get, but
It was just that one problem with the big numbers.
I know. Figure it out. You can do it. What's the problem?
Why you didn't put the 16 cents with the 8,570?
No, I should have. I did in my calculator. 16 cents. Yeah. Trust me, your credit card company will. Okay? They want every last penny out of you. Do you notice that my interest was more than I paid off that last month? So what's going on here? I'm never going to get out of debt this way.
That's their goal.
Yeah.
Stop spending all
So
that.
the balance now is $89.99 plus my new interest, which would give me something. $9,136.12. All right, and then we're going to finish this up. So this thing says $10 minimum payment if it's less than $360. However, if it's more than $360, we're going to make you pay $136. So I'm going to take that number and I'm going to divide by 36, and it comes out to be, my next payment has to be $253.78. So if you'll look at that, 137 of interest, my payment's $253. I'm paying $140 of interest and $115 on what I owe. It's going to take a long, long time to pay this thing off. I'm paying more in interest than I am in this. So once you get into credit card debt, and almost everyone in America gets in it, okay? You have to discipline yourself, and you got to get out of it, okay? Opens up a world when you stop getting into credit card debt. I can tell you how my wife and I got into credit card debt. I remember the day. This is before the hamburger. We just had our first daughter. We're broke. We do not make much money at all. And
You're too close.
nope, it was gasoline. We're at the gas station. Had to fill up the car, and I had no cash. Had nothing in the bank. I didn't have any. I couldn't write. We used to write checks for everything. Okay, everything. Like even at the gas station, you would write a check. All right. I didn't have. If I wrote a check, it would have bounced. So I swiped it, knowing I couldn't pay my credit card bill. It's like, well, here we go. And then diapers, and doctor's visits, and they just started steamrolling. And it doesn't take long. Okay. Was my daughter worth it? Probably. But, I mean, eventually you get to a point, let's get out of debt. And so we got out of debt. Because credit card companies, they love the fact that you're going to give them $115 to get out of debt and $137 of just pure money for them. So, this is a super big money maker. The best part is to have the credit card. Be the company that gives credit to people. All right, and that's the end of personal finance chapter. That is, I can tell you the homework problem here is somewhat frustrating to do. It is. Especially when you get it wrong the first time. All right. Get your homeworks done. We'll probably finish everything before Thanksgiving. Test after Thanksgiving, I think. Is that the plan? Yes. Test after Thanksgiving. So we're going to try to get everything done. We'll review as soon as Thanksgiving is over. When you guys are ready, we'll test. It'll be a lengthy test because we're going to do kind of 2 tests in one. See if you remember anything from the last time. We will also go over the test, the last test. All right, done.